Hola, buenas tardes. So behind me is Mar Menor Boulevard. Now this is a row of shops and mainly restaurants and bars, I have to say, just outside Mar Menor Golf Resort. It's got a great range of bars and restaurants here, so I thought we'd just have a wander along and have a look and see what's here. Hope you enjoy it. Mar Menor Boulevard is about 7 kilometres outside Los Alcázares, and you can get there in about 20 minutes on a bicycle. It's only 10 minutes in a car, and if you're brave and you fancy a walk, it's about an hour and a half from Los Alcázares, so not that far at all. Here at the bottom end, and we have this restaurant, Boca. Now I've never been to this one, and I actually don't know that many of my friends who have been either, but I've heard it's a really good restaurant. I've got no idea the prices. We'll try and see if we can see the menu there. In fact, there's a menu on the wall, so let's have a wee look. So menu in different languages. Let's go for the British one, because most of you seem to be British that's watching the channel. So you've got tapas, €5 each, chili chicken starters, €8, mussels 11, onion bhajis 6, and then on the grill, chicken breast €13, fillet steak €25, and a sirloin 19, and then you've got all the different kinds of main, you know, Sicilian chicken, Thai prawn curry, all around the sort of €15 to €17 mark. So not too bad, to be honest. And they also have a kids menu here as well. So that doesn't look to be too bad, but I believe it's well turned out, well presented, and good quality. So we'll just walk up as we go. You've got the Alexandra's Hair, Nails and Beauty Salon, so they do all sorts of massage, eyebrows, pedicures, etc. Little shisha bar here, hookah shisha bang. So if you want to come up and have a bit of shisha and probably some Egyptian tea that normally goes with it, then come up here. There's a few units for rent, and just while I notice it, above it there are lots of apartments here, and these turn up for sale now and again, but again they tend to sell fairly quickly. You've got a little property management company, so obviously with the amount of work that's going on in the area, these guys will be kept really busy with people sort of up doing stuff, and they actually do solar panels, new and used cars as well, surprisingly. And then you've got a little estate agent here. There's quite a few units empty at the minute. Now we've been here just over 2 years, and some of these have always been empty, but some have sort of filled up here and there. So this one is advertising itself as a little toy shop and DIY and services, so ferreteria. So this is like an ironmonger's. You can see here on the sign the kind of stuff that they do. So again, they'll do hardware, DIY, electricity, plumbing, pools. They've got a toy shop, they'll do key holders if you're looking for that kind of thing. And then this little building, Khotan, I've seen lots of great reviews. They can pretty much do anything you want, from, you know, a bit of tile repair up to a full refurb. Really good company. Then you've got the male barber shop. I've used that a few times. It's quite a nice little place. Guy usually gives you a beer while you're waiting. Then the Pilates studio. Then a few more empty units. Just while I'm at this empty bit, I was reading in the news here in Spain that in Tenerife there's been a major crime bust on a gang who were based around mainly sort of Los Cristianos, I think. And basically what these guys were doing was they'd set up around 17 fake shops that sold stuff, but they were all a front to just get your bank details. So you'd buy something legitimately out the shop, and then they would use the details that they'd scanned from your card to empty your bank accounts. I think they then would go on to invoice you. They created false invoices for the stuff that they claimed that you'd then bought. And they were clever enough to sort of question people and target mainly elderly people who were leaving Tenerife maybe the next day, so that it was hard for them to query it. And I think the report, the news report I read, was that there was somewhere upwards of 3,000 tourists had been scammed of upwards of €8 million. So that was a major crime organisation going on there to bother to go and set up actual shops. So just be careful when you're buying stuff from these smaller shops that maybe don't look like they've been there. Just do your due diligence. So we now have Bang, which is another restaurant. Obviously it's during the day here. I should have said it's Saturday the 15th of March, and it's 1:15 at the minute, and we're showing 18 degrees on the thermometer. So then you've got Tasty Bites, which is an Indian restaurant. We've had a curry in there, it was really good. Nice restaurant, the staff are pretty good as well, and they've got, you know, lots of nice outdoor seating for when the weather picks up. And then they've got the little covered canopy area if you wanted to sit outdoors when it's a bit cooler. Quite a few people in there having their lunch. So there's their menu del dia, $11.95 for a starter and a main and a drink. Gracias. A couple more empty units. Then we've got this gastro bar, Mar Menor. I've not been at it so recently, certainly within the last year that one opened. It used to be, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a nice little bar. Then you've got the housing factor that looks after all the properties. And you've got Bar 66, so American sort of bar and grill diner. We had fabulous burgers in there and great chili nachos, and it's a big old portion, so just be careful if you're ordering them as a starter. I would suggest you do a starter for two to share that, because it's big. So the next bar along here is, I'm going to cut inside, is La Perla Negra, the Black Pearl, and it's a pirate ship themed bar. It's always quite popular actually. It gets quite dark in here, so hopefully you can see it when the video is put together later on. Plenty of outdoor seating, all done like an old pirate ship with the old figureheads and old wood antique stuff. So La Perla Negra, nice place to come for a couple of beers and a bit of lunch. I'll just stick the camera indoors, give you a flavour of it. So you can see, so quite dark, but I suppose they've tried to replicate the feeling of being inside a pirate ship. So always lots of people around here. You fancy that one? Next one along, La Gustosa. They've got lots of offers on, people just having a bit of lunch there. And then they do Greek, Italian and Mexican food. And then there's a little sort of supermarket type store for odds and sods. Now, tikka and tacos, Indian and Mexican, we've been in there, smashing place to eat. The food is just outstanding. I should try and capture some more of these menus on the way up, just to give you an idea of what it's like. Tikka and tacos, so they've got a fairly big menu, and it's just their first anniversary today actually, so 1 year ago today they opened. Nice place. So just while I'm walking past it, you will see across the road here there's a big hotel and spa, and it's got a restaurant in it and everything else. Now the strange thing about that is that I believe that it was built and was never opened. It never ever opened. I thought it had been opened and then maybe shut due to COVID, but the people who live here tell me it never actually opened. So that's a strange one, why you would spend all that money on a hotel and restaurant and then never open it. So I don't know what the story is. Do you know the story of the hotel spa at Mar Menor Golf? And if you do, let me know in the comments. So as we continue the walk up, we've got one of these little sports bars. They're really little places to have a coffee and a beer and put some bets on, or maybe play, we call them puggy machines. So one-arm bandit type things. Do a bit of gambling. And then next along we have LS Solicitors. So obviously they'll handle any legal or tax issues that you've got, give you advice. They can do taxes, wills, inheritance, car registration, all these sort of stuff. And then we've got a fairly tight group of bars and restaurants all together here. So first of all, we've got a little estate agents there. And Madness, which is a coffee shop. They've also got one down in Los Alcatres. You've got Number 6, really good restaurant. A lot of friends of ours have eaten there. In fact, my wife Trisha's been there and had some food. She said it was great. And then we've got Chill and Go. Now, I'm just keep looking out to see if they do menu of the day, but a lot of them don't have it advertised in their main menu, but there might be something on a special in a board somewhere. So you can see they do tapas, they'll do delivery. Again, starters, toasts, chill and go specials, salads, burgers, pizzas, desserts, tapas at the centre, all that sort of stuff. Then we've got Murcia Holiday Rentals. And the Bayside International Restaurant. Don't know what that one's like. But none of these are particularly expensive. You've got a good range of food at reasonable prices, certainly much cheaper than the UK. So just looking at their signage there, so they're doing steakhouse, paella, fish, Asian curry dishes, snack cocktails. Then we have the Players Sports Bar and Grill, and then a really good restaurant, Los Elementos, gets great reviews, good quality of food, so it's well worth a visit if you're looking for a special meal for one night out. And then next to that is Shamrock Bar and Restaurant, again always very popular. I feel like such a fraud, when I'm saying always very popular and you look in and there's nobody in them. But obviously this time of the year, it's out of the holiday season, so it's no surprise that it's only people who live here or the odd holiday person that's come to have a bite to eat. But yeah, good food, cocktails. Then you've got another estate agent, and then you've got a branch of the Sabadell Bank. Or Sabadell, sorry, I should say it if it's Spanish, Sabadell. And then as we come round to the top at the other end, Sweet and Sour Alabama, this has been closed ever since we've been here. It's never been open, so I don't know what the history of that is. And the same as this Tropical Boulevard. This is a massive big bar here, but again it's never been open, so I don't know whether it was a COVID casualty or whether it shut before that, but it's a big old place but never been opened. And you can see they've got signs up saying it's available for rent. So if you're looking for a massive bar next to a big golf resort, that's the one. Call that number. Tell them Duncan sent you. And then right at the very end, we have Rewind. The Rewind is one of these bars that it doesn't look much from outside, but we've had a couple of great nights in there. They have live music on in the evenings, live band, play great songs. It's always busy on a night, so it's recommended for a good night out if you want one. And then at the very end, I don't know anything about this actually, this Kairoa dance club. So that's the Mar Menor Boulevard, bars and restaurants, and right there is the entrance to Mar Menor Golf Resort, which I've covered on another video. So I hope you enjoyed that walk along the Mar Menor Boulevard, which is just outside Mar Menor Golf Resort. So you can see that if you're staying in the golf resort, you've got plenty choice for bars and restaurants just outside the resort, which for me makes it more attractive than many of the others. So as usual, please do me a massive favour and just click the wee like button, the wee thumbs up button below the video, and if you feel like it, just click on subscribe. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but it certainly helps the channel grow. And I particularly like it if you take the time to comment. So add a wee comment. I do read them all, and I try and reply to them all as much as I possibly can. So as always, I really appreciate it, you taking the time to watch the video, so thank you very much, and we'll see you all on the next video. Hasta luego.